Good morning, guys. Welcome to the day. It's actually still morning. I've been up since about 8 o'clock this morning. Duncan came in piling into the bedroom at 7 something and decided at 8 o'clock it was just time to get up and have some breakfast. Unfortunately, it's like 10:30 now. I just got out of the shower, so getting a late start to the morning, but not too late. And the kids are up, although Ellis is sleeping, and Christina's getting ready to go get in the shower, so I'm not going to put her on camera. But Ellis is just snuggled up. I think I'm going to cuddle up with him for a little while. She says he's nice and warm, because you probably couldn't hear her. Alrighty, so it looks like we're going to cuddle up for a little while. I'm okay with this. I've been playing this Lifeline game for a little while now, and I've managed to kill the astronaut so many times. But I got to a point where it actually allowed me to keep playing after the astronaut died, which was kind of a lead into the second game or something. So maybe I beat the first game, sort of. Maybe there's no way to really win. I think I'm getting a little frustrated with this game at this point. Still sitting here with Ellis while Christina finishes up her shower, but it's like every choice I make, it's very much what they would call on rails. So the choices you make don't matter all that much. It does have some impact on the character, on the contents of the character's pockets, as it were. Like, you can pick up pain pills at one point, you can pick up a generator at one point, and there are, of course, choices you can make that will kill the character. Like, if you tell them to sleep out in the cold, they're probably gonna die. But the rest of it, like the grand overarching storyline, you can't really fight it at all. I've tried. There's this one section where it says go here or turn back, and I tried saying turn back, and it's like, no, I'm not turning back. Then why did you give me the option? I don't know. It's a fun game. It's an intriguing game. Especially for something that's just literally text-based game, it's kept my attention for days, which is exactly the point, right? But it's about to lose my attention. It's gotten to the point where it's like, I guess that's the point. You're supposed to get to this point where you beat the game and then move on to the next one. But if it's going to be like this, I don't really want to. I'm complaining over nothing. So I just got an email from USPS saying that they delivered a package and that it was on the front porch. They didn't knock on the door, they didn't anything, they didn't ring the doorbell. Like, normally I can even hear them because they'll hit the door with the package a little bit, and they didn't. So went out and checked and had a box from Lofttech. Looked at Lofttech stuff in the past. I cannot remember what this actually is. And it's a nondescript box inside of a box. And inside of the box that was in the box, we have more boxes. Do you want to help me with these, Duncan? Yeah, go ahead and pull one out.
They're cold.
Yeah, they are. They've been out in the cold. I am so lost. I'm gonna have to read through my emails because I've talked to Lofttech before. It's been a long time. Why would they send me heat wraps? It's like back pain therapy heat wraps. Fairly certain, like 99.9% certain this is not a Lofttech branded product. And they sent me like 2 large boxes of them. I'm so confused. And I checked the box. It's actually sent to me. It seems like something Christina might have ordered, but it has my name on it. I'm lost. Yeah, I figured it out. I actually just got a message from Amazon saying that my package was delivered. My package that I had ordered was delivered. I've mentioned it before, I think. A lot of times when these companies want me to review products, they'll send me a code and I can order something on Amazon. And the code provides me a discount so that I get it for either like $1 or free. Usually it's free. So this package that just showed up was the package that I had ordered the other day. But the package that I ordered was a lamp. It was what they're calling a magic lamp. It's got this charging base and then a little metal thing that goes up the side. And I guess it inductively charges the head. And the head can be removed and uses a light you can move around with, which I thought was kind of cool. I didn't think about it at first. It didn't look cool at first. And then I started looking closer at it. And it's like, wait, this is kind of a ring light. So I decided to give it a shot. And these Thermacare heat wraps are very much not a light. So I'm going to have to go to Amazon and be like, please fix this. Please fix this. Yeah, so I guess I actually beat the game, and I think I beat it earlier, because here at the end, instead of saying rewind story, now it says Lifeline, Silent Night, sneak peek. Taylor's reached the end of his path, but the story's not over. From what I read online, there's apparently a you've reached the best possible ending type of ending, and that's, I guess, what you're supposed to fight for. But I think I'm just done playing it at this point. It doesn't really seem to matter what I do. You're on rails no matter what. So yeah, I mean, maybe I'll check out the second one, just if for no other reason than it is an entertaining story, but I'm done with this. All right, I went ahead and set up the Amazon return for the heat wraps. Weird one there. I stumbled upon an interesting Kickstarter project that I'm seriously tempted by. I have RSS feeds, and in those RSS feeds, some of them are Kickstarter things, just so I can keep an eye out on technology and gaming things. One of them that popped up just this morning, it was $0 when I first looked at it, was what's called eMotion. Give your tablet wheels video chat that moves you. And apparently it's this. It's just a little device, got a stand, and you put your tablet, 7 to 10 inch tablet on top, and that little thing can drive around, and you use an app to control it. I'm guessing they're gonna build an app, or they have an app that they've built, and I've seen other things like this. things like, I think one was called Beam, remote telepresence type robots. And in the video, it looks like this one might be a little bit shaky. It might need some sort of weight on the base. I don't know. I'm kind of curious how tall the wheels are, because in our house, basically that would just confine it to being on the hardwood, because if it couldn't cross the threshold, it couldn't get into the living room, it couldn't get into the kitchen. Obviously it can't go upstairs, but this is super tempting. Granted, the cameras on tablets generally aren't very good, but still, I'd be willing to put a tablet on there and let it drive around while I'm not here to check on doors. Actually, that's sort of like the number one thing for me is that while we're out places, when we're out and about doing things, a lot of times we'll go somewhere and Christina's like, did I lock the front door? Or did I turn the stove off? Or did I leave the laundry running? So on and so forth. Now, obviously we can't really interact with those things while we're away, but actually if you combine it with something like the Remo Cam, I say as I look at it because it's right there, which I still haven't set up. If it's something like, did we leave the TV on? If the Remo Cam is in the same room, you could technically do your live streaming to the tablet. Yes, we left the TV on. Switch over to the Remo Cam app, turn the TV off with it. That's kind of cool. That's futuristic. I like that. Now, the problem with this robot, it's sort of a dual-edged sword. Normally for a robot like this, it'd be $1,000, $2,000. There's a limited amount of them, a very small amount of them, for $178 US. It's all Canadian, so it's like 260 Canadian dollars, which is like 178 US. The retail on it is 299 Canadian, which is about 206 US, which really not a big difference. But the problem with it is, and actually they say the full retail price of it, the down the road price is going to be $599, which is more where I would expect this. But again, the downside of this, yeah, it's 178 bucks. That's super cheap, and it's going to ship in June, but it doesn't come with batteries. They say power specifications. This robot is powered by a battery box that holds AA batteries. Provides 5-volt power required to run the Bluetooth controller and the motor drivers. Using standard batteries avoids costly import and shipping restrictions. You can use your own rechargeable AA's if desired. See, normally with something like this, you'd have a charging stand, a base station, something like that, so that whenever you disconnect from it, it just takes itself back to its charging station. Or whenever you tell it to, it takes itself back to the charging station. To increase standby times, commonly available and inexpensive USB power units can easily be added. Oh. So technically I could probably take one of these massive USB batteries that I've got and put that in there. That would be tempting, because that would be really easy to take out and recharge. Not automated, but still. The center column has a channel for hiding any cable used to provide additional power to the tablet. So you could also power your tablet. Okay, very good. So technically just outfit it with a ton of big old batteries. I could make that work. I could make that work. So now I'm really tempted by it, because like I said, the price is 178 US and it's gonna ship in June. Don't really know what I would do with it. I guess just while we're out of town, while I'm out of town and the family's here for things like that, we could do internet chat and not have to have them sitting there holding the tablet. Just leave a tablet on it, leave it plugged in, and I don't know, it's not a perfect solution, definitely not. And realistically, I'd probably leave the iPad on it, because either the iPad or the Nexus 9, simply because the amount of standby time they both have is just amazing. Anyway, I think I'm probably gonna go ahead and do it. I mean, 178 bucks, it doesn't mention shipping. Shipping costs a bit more than we would like because the robot is large. That's oh. And of course, while I've been on Kickstarter, I stumbled upon something called the Pine A64. It's a $15 64-bit single board supercomputer. Basically looks an awful lot like the Raspberry Pi, but it's 15 bucks. 15 bucks for one model of it and 19 for the other. The $15 one gets you 512 megs of RAM and a quad-core 64-bit processor with 10100 Ethernet. The $19 one gets you the same processor, 1 gig of RAM, gigabit Ethernet. Either way, that's super tempting. I don't know exactly what I would do. I mean, yes, it's a 64-bit faster chip than the Raspberry Pi has in it. It only has 2 USB 2 ports, but I'm looking at my Raspberry Pi right now and I have not got anything in any of the USB ports. Plus, the HDMI port on it can do 4K. So if nothing else, for 19 bucks, it would make an excellent video, and it'll be out in, was it March? The $15 one is in March. The $19 one, nope, that's all gone for March, so it'd be April. Maybe I'll just go ahead and do the $15 one. I mean, the $4 difference, I'm not going to use gigabit. I'm not going to be transferring massive files to and from it. The extra RAM would be useful, would be nice, but I don't know how necessary it would be. I mean, again, looking at the difference between the Raspberry Pi Model B Plus and the Raspberry Pi 2 Model B that I've been using for my RSS server, there's definitely a difference between those two. And of course, the biggest difference is there is the processor, at least. I don't know, I think I'll go for the $15. I think I'm gonna go for both of them. You know, the robot thing is interesting. I think it's something that I could do something really interesting with. And I closed the window, apparently. Time to spend the money. Yeah, so I started looking into the Raspberry Pi 2, just curious exactly how much of this stuff that it's got that it's actually using, so that I could determine which of these Pine A64s I was gonna pick up. Just looking at HTOP right now, it's not actually doing anything at the moment, but 77 megabytes of RAM being used. Let me go ahead and just start accessing it, start doing things to it. You'll notice that RAM ain't changing. Nothing is happening. Let me go to XDA and we'll change some stuff there. Do a bunch of markers red. We'll see if we can kill a bunch of stuff at once. Nothing. You see the CPU had a little CPU spike there, then it stopped. It never hit 100%. It never went above 80 megabytes of RAM. That's a quad-core CPU, it's 900 megahertz CPU, and yeah, it just ran its stuff at the same time. It just ran through all of its feeds to do updates while I was sitting there watching it, and it's not even touching any of this. So maybe I need to do the same thing on the Raspberry Pi Model B Plus. I don't know. I've got to find other things to do with these. I've got 3 Raspberry Pis at this point, and one of them is in use. And if I get this other one, 15 bucks though. And they've also apparently got a $29 model that has 2 gigs of RAM. But after watching this, I don't think I need that much RAM. Unless I was going to use it as a desktop computer, and I don't see myself doing that. I'm going to go with the $15 one just to go ahead and get that so I can make videos about it and move on. I just found the shipping amounts. Shipping on the Pine A64 is $7. Let's check out the $19 one, see if that's any better. Shipping's just expensive. Shipping's $7. So no matter what I do, it's $7. And the eMotion, the little robot stand thing, $50 shipping. 50. Still only makes it 309 Canadian dollars, which is, I don't know, probably 210 US dollars. So still not bad. This whole day is just Kickstarter stuff so far. But it's 1 o'clock, so Duncan and I are going to be leaving. I think I'll just hold off on that and think about it and then come back. Still, $22 for... Yeah, $22 for the Pine is not bad, and $210 for a robot, even though I have to provide the battery power myself, is not bad. It makes some interesting videos. And poof, as if by magic, we are off and on the road. Where are we going, Duncan?
The movies.
What are we gonna see?
Norm of the North.
Norm of the North. That sounds like fun. Are we gonna have anything to eat while we're there?
Mm-hmm.
What are we gonna eat?
Popcorn.
We're not gonna eat steaks?
No.
No steaks?
No.
No? What about cotton candy?
Yeah.
Yeah? I don't think they sell cotton candy. If they did,
I'll take it.
What about chicken strips?
No.
No? I could use some chicken strips right about now. All right, we've made it. You ready for this? Awesome. Snacks acquired. Movie starting soon.
Starts at 22.
You ready?
What? Oh, wow.
I'm very
He's completely lost in the commercials. Movie's over. What do you think of the movie?
Good.
Good. Yeah, he liked it. It was cute. Let's get out of here. I think we both had entirely too much popcorn. Hey, we've made it back. And little one is just kicking his feet. Oh, he's been snoozing.
So he's probably about ready to wake up.
Good timing. Ready to wake up and hang out, do a little dance, and have a big yawn. I wonder how many of you are yawning now.
The sun in his face.
Oh, the sun. Yeah. Well, that absolutely stinks. I was getting ready to try to record a quick video opening up this Acoustic Shield thing and just setting it up with the Audio-Technica mic. I actually had everything synced up perfectly. Audio-Technica was recording to Audacity on the computer. I had the G7 set up here with my little 20mm lens and my Audio-Technica mic on top of it, just as backup audio. And then I had my Sony camcorder up on top, poised down here, just angled down, ready to capture everything of the Acoustic Shield. And the battery in the camera died, the battery in the G7 specifically. So it's gonna be about time to make that purchase on Amazon. I've got to go ahead and pick up the AC adapter and spare battery and all that other stuff. Realistically, this could all be sort of prevented by just charging the battery every single time I use the camera, but it's not as convenient. I would love to have an AC adapter with a little dummy plug for it. Time for all of the foods. Having some homemade spaghetti. And what are these, Red Lobster biscuits? Ooh, not from Red Lobster, but Red Lobster branded. And he is having sleep. All of the sleep. You had what?
I had one more pouch of those left.
Oh.
They're terrible for us, but...
Yeah, but you gotta get rid of them sometime. She brought him in to me. She's getting ready to head to the store. Brought him in to me for like 5 minutes. He completely conked out. Now she's trying to wake him back up before she leaves. Gotta wake him up and make him eat a little bit.
You hungry?
He's not hungry. He's tired.
Aww.
He was sleeping so good.
Me no mama.
That's what happens. You put him in my arms and apparently he just passes out. And he was sleeping hard.
There we go. There's some eyes.
She's starting to wake up, starting to be happy again. No, that's not happy. Duncan has come to me. Christina, by the way, just brought Ellis by. She took off to go to Kroger. Duncan came in and said, it's time to play Rocket League. So I'm having him help me out and learn a little bit about technology at the same time. He's plugging up USB cables and knocking off USB hubs. Oh well. That was a good one. Our AI teammate just scored for us.
I hate it.
But will we be able to make it back? At least we're tied at this point.
I hate it.
Oh, I missed. He's calming down again. He's about to be snoozing.
No.
Wah, wah. We just lost our first game. Oh well.
Hey, we lost a lot of games.
Yeah, that's okay. It's kind of adorable. He's awake and he's alert and he's paying attention and watching Duncan so closely. He really wants to be involved here. He's been like, when we stick out our hands to high five if we get a point, he's sticking his hand out trying to reach because he wants to see what's going on. He is just staring, like watching the game, watching Duncan. He spit his pacifier out because he wants to be involved. He wants to know what's going on. High five. High five. Little high five. All right, a bit later, a lot yellow. Hi. She's back from Kroger, by the way, a while back. Duncan just went to bed. We started reading a new book together. We finished up, I guess, all the Captain Underpants that we had.
Oh, good.
Yep. So we started the Magic Treehouse, the first book in that series. Didn't know how he was going to react to it. There aren't that many pictures. He tends to like the pictures in the Captain Underpants, things like that. But this one, there was like one picture per chapter. It was kind of intense, the first couple of chapters.
Did he read any of it?
No.
He can read that. He should
Yeah.
be able to read some of that.
He just didn't want to. But maybe tomorrow we'll do some.
Yeah, maybe during the day we'll read some.
You were snuggling with my little buddy there. Is he awake?
No.
Nope. No eyes in there. Oh well.
Oh, he smiled.
That happy little face. He's snuggling with my buddy.
Snuggling with Mama.
Nope. Snoozing. And watching some Hunger Games. I volunteer as tribute. Jennifer Lawrence is from Kentucky, if you didn't know. She's from Louisville, Kentucky, which is where I work. Small world.
They have an awesome new picture of her up on one of the buildings.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that one.
In downtown.
Yeah, last time we went downtown to the Slugger Museum, we saw it on the way out. Small world. George Clooney's from Kentucky. Johnny Depp, yeah.
Muhammad Ali.
Yep. Lots of famous people. Anyway, let's hang out for a little bit. You go away. All right, much later yet again. I keep saying that I'm quitting the game. I've continued playing the game, the Lifeline game, and I think I've actually just completed it entirely. Actually, I'm working on one last try through it. There's one other potential ending. I got one of the best endings possible. I'm trying for the absolute best ending, and then I'm done with it. Then I'm putting it down. I'm taking it off the tablet. And I may consider looking at the second one. Because I have discovered a little thing about it. I don't know if it has to do with how many times you've died or whatever it is about it. But if you go back, you can see right here, this is a decision I've made. If I double tap on this, it says, do you want to rewind to this point in the story? If I do that, I can choose again. So if I do something that's just absolutely stupid, or if I do something that, oops, I really made a mistake here, like I'm thinking of having a snack break. Do I want to have him take a snack break? Sure, you've earned it, or don't waste time on snacks. I'm going to say sure. But if I come back to it and I say, oh wait, that made a problem, I can go back and turn that off. Okay, here's a really important one. Which side of the all-important chili debate do you land on? Do you prefer your chili with beans or without? No beans ever. No, for me, no beans. I'm just not a bean person. But the good thing about that is if I do make a stupid decision, I can immediately go back and fix it. And I think as long as I keep going the way that I'm going, I've played this enough times at this point that I know that I can finish it and that I can get the best possible ending. Almost there. I also have made the super addictive mistake of going back to Kickstarter. You know, so up to this point, basically, I've had the Kickstarter stuff all in just RSS feeds, and I kind of glance at it a little bit. It doesn't have thumbnails or anything, so more often than not, I'll just ignore it and move on. More often than not, I'll just mark them all as read and move on, because I've had ups and downs with Kickstarter projects. I've had a lot of really good ones, but that one that I looked at this morning got me looking at the site, got me going to the Discover tab and looking at like technology and games and photography. Photography is actually one I haven't looked at yet now that I think about it. Luckily, the photography category probably isn't going to have much in the way of like photography gear. It's going to be more about creating photography and creating cinema and art, which is not really what I'm looking for. Obviously, I'm looking for hardware. For that, I think it would have to be technology. There's just so much out there in the way of technology. There's one called YoCam. It's a little teeny tiny waterproof action camera with a wide angle lens that can do life logging. Like you can just hang it on your shirt, or I guess you can hang it on a lanyard or something, and it can just log your entire day. Or you can have it film. I think it's a 2.7K, so it's higher than 1080p, which is not really surprising given the Xiaomi Yi camera and the GoPro Hero 4 Session and all those things. The Pine 64, I did end up going for that. Chris Drew, if you happen to end up watching this video, you almost talked me into upgrading my pledge on the Pine A64, because I did the bare bottom, $15 entry point Pine A64, the one with 512 megs of RAM, the one that's not special in any way, because I wanted to get it in March so I can go ahead and make a video about it, or multiple videos. But Chris mentioned that, oh wait, there's for $59, you can get one with the A+, which comes with 1 gig of RAM, it comes with an 8 gig memory card, it comes with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and a Z-Wave controller and an enclosure. I mean, basically all the things you need to make a functional little system. A power adapter too, for $59. That's, you know, it's $40 more than the A+ model, so it's a $44 increase. I just don't know if I'd really use it. I don't have anything that's Z-Wave at the moment. Anyway, I'm gonna think about it. I do still have 4 more days before it's actually gonna run out, so I can always come back to it and change to the $59 one. But again, it ships in April, so that's a full extra month to wait. I don't even know. Maybe I'll just do both. No, I'm not gonna do both. That's the problem. It's a little like nickel and dime you. Because if I upgrade to the $59 one, then I'm gonna want to upgrade to $10 more to add 2 gigs of RAM instead of 1 gig. So I'm at $69 at that point for something, and it's like, that's 2 Raspberry Pis right there. Even though it would have all the Z-Wave stuff and the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, I'm not gonna use all the Z-Wave stuff. It really wouldn't make that big a difference. No, I think I'm just gonna stick to... Oh, there's another one, Jaguar board, an x86 single board computer. I think as I was going through here earlier, I just kept running into them. There's a lightest and smartest e-scooter, but it was a little expensive. There's a miniature powerful hackable display, little tiny thing, RFID wallets. I've got to get out of here. Closing the window before I buy more things, or before I pledge to potentially buy more things down the road. Bad habit. So back to my other bad habit of playing the game. By the way, I completely forgot to mention, I talked to you guys the other day about adding Twitter accounts to my to my YouTube accounts. There's a Twitter authentication thing you can do. I've been just avoiding it for years because I didn't want to auto-post everything to Twitter. What I didn't realize, and now that I'm really, really glad that I did this, is that one, it's great to go ahead and auto-post things to Twitter. It means that I don't immediately have to run out to Google Plus to post things, to have them post over. I'm still going to be posting them to Google Plus, which will post all over to everything else. But I had no idea just how much interaction you could get from Twitter. Because just by turning that little feature on, just by connecting my account, anytime someone likes one of my videos that has a Twitter account that is connected, it lets me know. It sends me a little message on Twitter. Well, they post a tweet that says, I liked a video from @twill.tv. Here's a name, here's a link, which I'd seen other people doing, and for whatever reason, I just didn't do up to this point. But now I have, and I'm very, very happy about it. Okay, Christina just took Ellis upstairs. He was zonked out. Hopefully he will go to sleep and stay asleep and not fight this time. Normally, well, what ends up happening is she'll go upstairs, she'll wait for like 20 or 30 minutes with him. If he is just wide awake and not wanting to go to sleep, even though she's got the lights out and has put him in his little bed, then she'll send me a message and say, he's not sleeping, please come get him. And then I end up sitting here with him until he passes out or until I get done editing, and he's usually out by then, and then, yeah. So while I've got a little bit of time, like maybe 20 or 30 minutes, I'm gonna try to go ahead and unbox this thing, because my camera battery, finished charging earlier, and I've got everything else set up. I've got my Sony camcorder all charged up. I should be good to go. I just got to put everything back in place, hit the buttons. I don't even know why I'm using the 2-camera setup on this. It's literally just a giant box that I really just need to have the camera up really high to look at. But for whatever reason, I want to use this 2-camera setup. I want to try to do this. And this 2-camera with external audio, so it's going to be complicated. Well, that was an awful lot of fun, and I finally got to finish it. This is the Acoustashield. I'm going to be working on the video on that now. Look at that setup though. That is a beefy little setup for somebody who's probably not going to be doing music recording. Maybe I'm going to have to start doing music recording again. Don't count on it, don't bet on it, but with that kind of setup, that's definitely a possibility. And I did, like I said earlier, I used my 4K camera, 1080p mode obviously, with the G7 and 1080p mode, and I did these two recording with this as the audio source. And I'm going to have to figure out a way to blend all 3 of them together seamlessly and make it look pretty. I think I can do it, and I think I can actually do it pretty quickly. I've got all the audio saved at this point. I'm just copying all the things off the memory cards onto the main computer so that I can start editing it. Unfortunately, I don't have many steps today. This feels like a Sunday because it's a holiday, and because I spent so much of the day holding the baby and not walking, I'm at like 2,500 steps for today, which sucks. But we will get right back on the bandwagon tomorrow. Like I said, it's already 11:15 at night. I don't have time to get all the steps that I need. Doesn't mean I shouldn't try, but since I have so much editing to do and so much I need to really focus on, I'm not gonna do it right now. Wow, that came together surprisingly fast. This multi-camera external audio setup is actually not as difficult as it may have once been for me. I think it's just a growing, learning, changing type experience. And the claps make all the difference, really. It was a little bit awkward getting everything to start because basically I had to hit the button on the keyboard, I had a button on the tablet, and then a button on the camcorder. If I had a way to automate all of them starting at the same time, that would be great. But again, I don't think I'm going to be doing this an awful lot moving forward. The only reason I'm doing it for this one video is just that I wanted to be able to go back and forth between myself so you could see me talking into the microphone and then what was showing on the table so you could see the box and the unboxing process. It's, you know, this is a setup that's been used by so many people. This is not unique in any way. Maybe the way that I'm doing it is a little bit unique just because I'm using a mic stand as a camera stand, and that's not a smart thing to do with a $1,000 camera. But that video is done, as far as I'm concerned at least. It's not a review of it, it's just an unboxing and a quick test with it. I think I'm pretty decent at doing those at this point. It's the follow-ups, it's the long-term reviews that I'm really bad about. Somebody actually messaged me earlier asking why I haven't done a Nexus 5X review yet. It's like, yeah, I've been meaning to. It's been on my to-do list for months and months at this point. And you know what? With that, this video is finished. Most of the vlog is edited at this point, but I can't do anything with it until the video about the AcoustiShield finishes uploading. But I'm really looking forward to getting some use out of this thing. I'm gonna probably set it up on the mic stand. You know, I've got the mic stand like this right now. I'm gonna go ahead and take this arm off of it and just put the AcoustiShield right on top of it like this. So I can sort of, if I want to be making a video, I could actually just move the AcoustiShield and everything right here to this corner to sit right in front of me while I'm filming. And then whenever I'm all said and done, move everything back out of the way. It's got a long cable with it and everything, so it's great. But yeah, like I said, I'm done with that video. I'm gonna finish this video up and head to bed. It's almost midnight, so it is time to roll the vlog over anyway. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for spending the day with me and my family. Hopefully you enjoyed the little bit that we get to spend with Christina and Ellis and Duncan. And I definitely enjoyed getting to spend some time out with Duncan today. And we're gonna have another little bit of time out tomorrow as buddies and having our dudes time. That's what we were calling it. Today was Dudes Day. And we're gonna have some more of that tomorrow. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your continued support and for always being kind and generous and supportive. And we will see you again tomorrow.